Valmiki Ramayana, Aranya Kanda, Book number 3, Sarga 18, Roman numerals XVIII 18. The Mutilation. On her ensnared in Rama's net, his eyes the royal Rama set, and thus her passion to beguile addressed her with a gentle smile. I have a wife, behold her here, my Sita ever true and dear, and one like thee will never brook upon a rival spouse to look. But there my brother Lakshman stands, unchained is he by nuptial bands. A youth heroic, loved of all, gracious and gallant, fair and tall. With winning looks, most nobly bred, unmatched till now he longs to wed. Meet to enjoy thy youthful charms, or take him to thy loving arms. Enamored on his bosom lie, fair damsel of the radiant eye. As the warm as the warm sunlight loves to rest upon her darling Meru's breast. The hero spoke, the monster heard, while passion still her bosom stirred. Away from Rama's side she broke, and thus in turn to Lakshman spoke. Come, for thy bride take me who shine in fairest grace that suits with thine. Thou by my side from grove to grove of Dandak's wild in bliss shalt rove. Then Lakshman, skilled in soft address, wooed by the amorous giantess, with art to turn her love aside, to Shurpanaki thus replied. And can so high a dame agree to slave wife of a slave to be? I, lotus-hued, in good and ill, am bondsman to my brother's will. Be thou, fair creature, radiant-eyed, my honored brother's younger bride. With faultless tint and dainty limb, a happy wife bring joy to him. He from his spouse grown old and grey, deformed untrue, will turn away. Her withered charms will gladly leave, and to his fair young darling cleave. For who could be so fond and blind of loveliest of all female kind? To love another dame and slight thy beauties rich in all delight. Thus Lakshman praised in scornful jest the long-toothed fiend with loathly breast, who fondly heard his speech nor knew his mocking words were aught but true. Again inflamed with love she fled to Rama in his leafy shed, where Sita rested by his side, and to the mighty victor cried, What, Rama, canst thou blindly cling to this old false misshapen thing? Wilt thou refuse the charms of youth for withered breast and grinding tooth? Canst thou this wretched creature praise, and look on me with scornful eyes? Canst thou this wretched creature prize, and look on me with scornful eyes. This age crowned this very hour, before thy face will I devour. Then joyous, from all rivals free, through Dunduck will I stray with thee. She spoke, and with a glance of flame rushed on the fawney-eyed Mytil dame. So would a horrid meteor mar fair Rohini's soft beaming star. But as the furious fiend drew near, like death's dire news which chills with fear, the mighty chief her purpose stayed, and spoke his brother to upbraid. Ne'er should we jest with creatures rude, of savage race and wrathful mood. Think, Lakshman, think how nearly slain my dear Videhan breeds again. Let not the hideous wretch escape, without a mark to mar her shape. Strike, Lord of Men, the monstrous fiend, deformed and foul, and evil-meaned. He spoke, then Lakshman's wrath arose high, and there before his brother's eye he drew that sword which none could stay, and cleft her nose and ears away. Noseless and earless, torn and maimed, with fearful shrieks the fiend exclaimed, and frantic in her wild distress, re-sought the distant wilderness. Deformed, terrific, huge and dread, as on she moved, her gashes bled, and groan succeeded groan as loud as roars ere rain the thundercloud. Still on the fearful monster passed, while streams of blood kept falling fast, and with a roar and arms outspread, within the boundless wood she fled. To Janastan the monster flew, fierce Kara there she found, with chieftains of the giant crew in thousands ranged around. Before his awful feet she bent, and fell with piercing cries, as when a bolt in swift descent comes flashing from the skies. There for a while, with senses dazed, silent she lay and scared. At length her drooping head she raised, and all the tale declared, how Rama, Lakshman, and the dame had reached that lonely place, then told her injuries and shame, and showed her bleeding face. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely amazing. Wow. Description of mutilation of Rakshasi Shurpanaki. Wow. So basically, she was a Rakshasi. Rakshasi means a vampire and a cannibal at the same time. In other words, her whole life she committed so many cruel deeds against innocent people, specifically the sages who lived in the forest and minding their own business by doing yoga meditation. So she killed and devoured so many humans in the most cruel way. And her whole shape was so ugly to look upon that literally Lakshman jested scornfully. about how beautiful she is, although she was complete monster. So when she was about to devour Sita, to kill Sita, then that's when Rama and Lakshman decided to make her a little bit more prettier than she was, as ugly, and they cut her nose and ears. Shurpanaki, in other words, is a monster. In other words, is a giantess. She is a giant of a giant race, and all her life committed so many cruel things. It is a nice description about as the warm sunlight loves to rest upon her darling Meru's breast. That's right here. We have a little indication of the Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the sun and Meru, Meru Mandala, Mary Magdalene. Wow, absolutely amazing. Jai Shri Ramayana, Roma Victa, victory to Ram. Jai Shri Ram, hail Ram. Ciao.